a quiet, dust-filled town where the horizon, stretched endlessly in silence, carried the weight of 1,000 untold stories. There lived a rancher whose life had become an echo of loneliness. His days were filled with the endless routine of tending cattle, fixing fences, and watching the sun rise and set without a single soul to share it with. He wasn't a cruel man, nor was he particularly loud or outgoing. Instead, he was the kind who carried his grief silently, burying it deep under the hard soil of responsibility and solitude. One evening, on a trip into town to collect supplies, the rancher witnessed something that stirred the very depths of his soul. At the corner of a weathered old street, just outside a shack where arguments often erupted, he saw a woman stumbling out with bruises on her face. Her eyes told the story long before her trembling lips could. She had been beaten, humiliated, and left to survive in a world that gave her no kindness. The whispers around town had often spoken of her misfortune. She had given birth to 3 daughters, and in a place where tradition and old-fashioned values often twisted love into cruelty, her husband saw her as a failure for not producing a son. That night, the rancher watched as the woman clutched her youngest daughter to her chest, trying to shield the child from the shouting behind her. Her other 2 girls hid behind her tattered dress, their wide eyes reflecting fear and helplessness. The man inside the shack, her husband, hurled insults and threats, blaming her for things beyond her control. It was a scene the rancher could no longer walk away from. Something within him broke, or perhaps something long buried finally came alive. He stepped forward, his boots heavy against the wooden planks, and his voice low but steady. "You're coming with me," he said, the words firm, carrying the weight of a promise. The woman froze, unsure if she should trust him. Her entire life had been a cycle of betrayal and abuse, yet when her gaze met his, she saw something she hadn't seen in years: gentleness. The rancher didn't wait for permission from the cruel man inside. He extended his hand, and after a long pause filled with fear and hesitation, the woman placed her trembling fingers into his calloused palm. Her children clung to her dress as he led them away, the sound of angry shouting fading behind them. For the first time in years, she felt a sense of safety. Life on the ranch was far from easy, but it was nothing like the hell she had endured before. The rancher gave her space, never forcing her to speak about her past, never demanding gratitude. He built a small room for her and her daughters, ensuring they had warmth and comfort. His ranch became their refuge, a place where scars slowly began to heal. The 3 little girls, once timid and silent, began to blossom in the open fields. They laughed as they chased each other under the